It was one of those Friday nights I had agreed to attend against my better judgment. The kind where polite conversation stretches endlessly, and where smiles feel rehearsed rather than real. Emily had insisted I join her at her friend's birthday party, assuring me it would be fun. A chance to meet people, to unwind. I tried to believe her, picturing laughter, warmth, maybe even a few moments shared between us. But the second we stepped inside, the atmosphere shifted. Emily glided effortlessly from one circle of people to another, laughing easily, telling stories, her presence lighting up every group she entered. Yet not once did her eyes search for me. Not once did she pull me into the conversations. I was there, standing beside her, but invisible all the same. At first, I told myself it wasn't intentional. She was catching up with friends she hadn't seen in a while. She was just busy. I made small attempts to connect, asked her how her day had been, complimented how beautiful she looked, tried to spark a joke to draw her closer. Each effort was met with a distracted nod, a polite smile that carried no warmth. It felt less like I was speaking to my wife, and more like I was an acquaintance she barely recognized. As the evening dragged on, the sting grew sharper. Emily leaned in close to listen to other men's jokes, laughed at whispers I wasn't a part of, and shared stories that left me standing outside the circle, pretending not to notice. It wasn't outright cruelty, but a quieter, more humiliating kind, subtle exclusion that gnawed at me from beneath the surface. Slowly, I began to see it for what it was. This wasn't simple forgetfulness. It was intentional, deliberate. Almost like she wanted to make a point, showing me and perhaps everyone else, that I didn't matter in that room. Every glance she gave someone else, every burst of laughter she shared with others, felt like a silent declaration. I wasn't her partner that night. I was background, a decoration, something to be ignored. Still, I tried once more. I leaned close, told her how much I liked her hair, asked what she thought of the music. Each response came back hollow. Empty words wrapped in polite delivery, but devoid of connection. My presence was an afterthought, tolerated rather than valued. I could feel anger simmering in my chest, threatening to break through, but I knew that snapping would only play into whatever strange game she was playing. Reacting would give her exactly what she seemed to want. So instead, I pressed the frustration down, choosing calm over chaos. After hours of quiet humiliation, I made my choice. I didn't argue. I didn't demand her attention. I simply thanked the host politely, excused myself without fuss, and walked out. No theatrics, no raised voice, no confrontation, just deliberate calm. The moment the night air hit my face, I felt relief. Every step I took away from that house felt like a piece of my dignity sliding back into place. I didn't grab my phone right away. I let the cool breeze wash over me. Walked slowly, thought deeply. The further I got from the party, the lighter I felt. I realized that leaving hadn't been running away. It had been an act of self-respect. I refused to let her behavior dictate my emotions. By walking away, I chose peace over humiliation. Later that night, my phone buzzed. Her name lit up the screen. For a second, my heart raced. Maybe it would be an apology. Maybe some attempt to explain. But when I opened the message, all it said was, "So dramatic. You left without saying a word." Classic. My stomach turned, but then something inside me shifted. The condescension was obvious. She had expected me to react in some loud, emotional way. She had been waiting for drama, waiting for me to feed her ego with anger. But I hadn't given her that. I had walked away calmly. And in doing so, I had taken away the power she thought she held. The days that followed were heavy with reflection. I realized her behavior had revealed cracks in our marriage I could no longer ignore. Respect, acknowledgement, mutual care, these weren't optional. They were the very foundation of what we were supposed to share. And that night had shown me, without question, that my self-respect mattered more than enduring silent humiliation. Her text, meant to belittle, had actually clarified everything. She hadn't just dismissed me at the party, she had underestimated me entirely. She assumed I'd crumble or lash out. But by choosing silence, by leaving with composure, I had turned her expectations upside down. That night became a turning point. It taught me that dignity doesn't always come from confrontation. Sometimes it comes from restraint, from walking away when you refused to be treated as invisible. I didn't need to raise my voice to prove my worth. My silence had said it all. And in that silence, I hadn't lost anything. I had gained clarity, strength, and a renewed understanding of who I was, and what I would never allow again.